What's up, people? It's your man, Urban Lover, coming from your mama's basement, baby. A little bit under the weather, but I'm gonna still get this video out. I was gonna make it last night, man, but I was so freaking sick. I freaking took some medicine, just laid down after the game. The game made me even more sick. But anyway, I just want to talk about some of the things I seen last night. Some of you fans are going to probably be a little upset. You're probably going to dislike the video, but it is what it is. I know it's early in the season. We hear that over and over again. You know, be patient, be this, be that. But it's not so much the players. It's more of Luke Walton and his experience as a coach. Based on the fact that he is a rookie coach, so he's going to make a lot of mistakes. A couple of mistakes, he wound up seeing them and correcting them. But this is one of the things that I want to talk about that I've been seeing in the last couple games. Now, Walton said that before the season started that he wasn't going with the small ball lineup based on the fact that they didn't have the personnel for it. And as you can see, through a lot of these games, he had went with the small ball lineup. Now, I shared with you guys in the last video that Mize needs to play more time. He's not in foul trouble. The whole point of Mize coming over here is because he wanted playing time. He said Cleveland wasn't using him. He was sitting on the bench a lot. He only getting 20-something minutes. I had a discussion with a couple of you guys and one of Mike from Laker Talk video in his comment section about Mize Good. I said, you know, he comes over, he probably don't get that many minutes. And as I said it, he's not getting that many minutes. Now, what I'm going to do is, as always, I'm going to talk about the stats, and then I'm going to go from the bad, and I'm going to talk about the good. So, Chicago, they shot 51% from the field. We shot 44% from the field. 3-point percentage. They shot 36% from the field, 8 for 22. We shot 41% from the field, 13 for 31. Free throw made. They shot 71% from the field, 20 for 28. We were 71% from the field as well, 15 for 21. We missed a lot of free throws in crucial moments. Total rebounds, they dominated the boards with not so much of a big lineup, but Gibson and Murtic were pretty much doing whatever they want. But anyway, the Lakers had 43 rebounds. Chicago controlled the offensive boards. They had 16, we had 10. They had 40 defensive rebounds, we only had 27. Assists, our hustle man points, pretty much even. They had 27, we had 26. Steals, they had 6, we had 11. They had 3 blocks, we had 3 blocks. We only had 10 turnovers, they had 18. But those 10 points off turnovers, they scored 29 to our 14. Fast break points, 12 to 10. Points in the paint, they had 60 to our 44. Now, one thing I want to share with you guys. Hold on, give me a second. One thing I want to share with you guys. Once again, like I said before, Gibson and Murtic killed us. They had Butler. Well, Butler, they killed us on the boards, and freaking Lopez too. I mean, Gibson had 7 rebounds. Butler had 7 rebounds. Lopez had 11 boards. Murtic had 15. They were passing the ball real smooth. I mean, they were just like playing playground basketball with us, man. I mean, it's like a lot of teams scout us. You know, we start off in the beginning of the season. A lot of teams figured, you know, what was our game plan. But as the season goes on, a lot of scouts are going to figure us out. They're going to know that, you know, we like to run the small ball. So what they do, if you notice, every team that's playing us, the main thing they do is go inside. They go right to the paint. A lot of teams go to the paint. Only team that really didn't go to the paint was San Antonio. And I forgot the other team. But San Antonio goes to the paint because they move the ball so well. They got shooters. But Chicago, they like to play inside game. They're leading the league right now in points in the paint, if I'm not mistaken. And they scored 60 of the points on us. And that's crazy. That's crazy. Rondo had 12 assists, 4 points, 9 rebounds. Butler had 40. Butler did the same thing Barnes did to us. You know, just took over, man. I mean, it was one play where he went straight at Mozgov. And basically, Mozgov tried to go for the steal. And he just bullied him. I mean, knocked him on the floor and just waited for the layup. The dude pretty strong, man, at 6'7", man. He's pretty strong. But Murtic had a good game. He had 15 points, and Gibson had 15. And then they had, you know, Freaking Cannon came off, man, was just knocking down threes, man. He had 17 points. So they had a nice little balance effect. But the thing is, I want to say this. At the first half, the Lakers played so freaking sweet. Ball movement was crisp. They didn't have no turnovers. They were doing everything right. You know, if they wasn't scoring, they were getting other people to score. This is the reason why, at the end of the day, like I said, if you got a sufficient type of passer, anybody any given day can score. If you look at Steve Nash back in the days, right, he made a lot of players around him nice. And I'm not saying that the Lakers can't do that. We still young. We still learning. But look how well they gave Larry Nance. They got Larry Nance in a lot of good passes to the point where he had 6 dunks. I mean, come on now, 6 dunks. That's what I'm saying at the end of the day is that when we play unselfish basketball, it's hard to beat us. The biggest problem is our defense. Always been our defense. Now we'll go to Randall. Randall he played 25 minutes. He had freaking 3 boards, 2 assists, 1 block, 14 points. And he only played, like I said, only played 25 minutes. Lou Dane, once again, another sub night. 2 for 5, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal. I mean, and 6 points. I mean, you probably, a lot of people like to say, well, that's pretty good. Nah, not really. You know what I'm saying? Because he's like inconsistent. And I think Lou Walton knows that. That's the reason why he's not playing that many minutes. But Lou Walton did bring him in towards the fourth because I think he probably said, look, we paying this guy $72 million a year. I mean, it's not a year, but $72 million contract. And we want more out of this individual. He's not giving them what they want. I know a lot of, people would say, well, Urban, he's struggling. I said the same thing too. I gave him the benefit of the doubt, but I don't know. Like I said today, he just ain't showing me nothing. Mozgov, very disappointed. And I'm disappointed with Luke Walton more than Mozgov because Mozgov, like I said, he started off good, man. 4 for 7, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 4 steals. 8 points, only played 21 minutes. And once they take Mozgov out, we don't have no interior defender. Tara Black is okay, but he's undersized, and them guys know that, and they go right to the paint. Like I said, he's physical. He uses his intelligence to push him off the block. But if they, doing a lot of cutting, back screening, pick and rolls, and all that, it's hard for him to recover from that. And Mozgov, he actually covers more in the paint with his body size than what Tara does. And Miles need to play more minutes, and he just not getting the minutes. He not getting the minutes, and that's what I'm saying about Luke. Luke needed the rotation. I know a lot of people say, well, Luke don't want to mess up the second unit, blah, blah, blah. But if y'all paid attention, he has been bringing Brandon Ingram or Larry Nance or Lou Williams in with the first unit. So he's rotating individuals in with the first unit to get the first unit going. So he could do the same thing. You know what I mean? And like the last minute hurrahs when he go with Larry Nance, Julius Randle, all them, teams are noticing that, man. And certain matchups, teams going to take advantage of it. And that's what they did. A lot of these coaches, man, been around for a while. They know the game. They know the system. And they know how to beat the Golden State Warriors to a certain degree. And Luke Walton with the same, almost similar offense. And really the shooters are not as pure as Golden State. But at the same time, we're not taking advantage of a lot of things that we should. The Lakers' biggest problem is their help defense. It's terrible. They rotate too slow. And then when they do rotate, they all crash down in the inside of the paint to double up on one individual and leave like 2 or 3 people wide open for jumpers. And then when they go out there chasing them, it's already too late. They're already either hitting the jumper or they're making an extra pass to another individual that's wide open. Sometimes you got to let the person that's down low, that's playing that man, like for instance, if it's Mozgov and he's playing their center and the center got the ball, you got to let him go man to man. You can't really go down there and try to help unless there's weak side help that's rotating over to help them. But at the end of the day, you don't want to keep going down there, leaving your man wide open to go help out Moz, and then your man wide open and hit the jumper. Now you right out there chasing your man to stop him from hitting the jumper, but it's too late because it's a set shot. And that's what the Lakers had problems with. They got to let some of these guys go man to man. If they get broken down, hey, they get broken down. Eventually, they got to get it together, or you just got to bench him. Russell, I won't say too much about him. He had a subpar game, real subpar game. But he does have knee problems. But he had a couple bad turnovers towards the end. Him and Randall, like towards the end, they had like I think, 3 or 4 turnovers back to back to actually give Chicago the big lead. Now, the first half, he kept playing pretty decent. Excuse me. He had like 5 assists the first half, something like that. 2 steals. He played pretty decent, to a degree. But like I said, and there was one play, man, towards the end where he took that contested shot. And I was saying to myself, like, why you don't drive to the basket? I had to think about, he got bad knees. I mean, well, not bad knees, but, he had something wrong with his knees. That's why he missed the previous game. But I would have just kicked it out, man. And then him and Nick Young took those 3-pointers that really wasn't necessary. I think they should have drove to the basket. Because what they didn't do is what Chicago did do. When Butler got the ball, what did he do? He didn't stop pull up before 3. He went straight to attack the basket. And that was our biggest problem, is that we settled too much for the 3 instead of going to the paint, drawing the foul. We get too comfortable behind that 3-point arc. And sometimes, some nights you ain't going to have it. You got to get to the rim. Now, Larry Nance, Mr. Utility had a hell of a game. This is his highest scoring, points that he put out since he been in the league, 18 points. He had 6 boards, 3 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. He did it all, man. 8 for 11. A lot of high percentage shots. They tried to get back to him to get him going, but the team, Chicago, collapsed down on that to stop it. Brandon Ingram had a pretty good game. Only played 20 minutes, 7 points, 3 for 6. He started finding his rhythm, going to the basket. He had 3 assists, 4 rebounds. And I think I would have gave him more minutes, and I would have cut it to Luol Deng minutes. That's just me. This night I would have definitely played Brad Ingram because he pretty much was going. Luol Deng, Luol Deng just didn't do too much. I would have brought Brad Ingram in and let Brad Ingram take his minutes. Tara Black, 16 minutes, we 1 for 3. He had 6 rebounds. He did had a block, a steal, assist. Like I said, he hustled in so many ways. It's just that he's undersized. But I definitely would have brought Miles back in, man, and let Miles. I think Miles would have got 35 minutes from me tonight. I mean, I would have gave it to Miles and let him dominate the inside because we need that size in the paint. And these teams are taking full advantage of it, and they're beating us to the paint. They out-rebound us, and they know what to do. They're pretty good blocking us off the box to keep us from grabbing rebounds. Joe Clarkson had a terrible game. I would have benched him. Just like I said about last game about benching Brandon Ingram, I would have did the same with Joe Clarkson. He was off. He was 1 for 12. Some nights you just ain't going to have it. And those nights that you ain't going to have it, you got too many other players on that bench and in that starting group that you can actually sit them out so those guys can take over. Lou Williams was hot. Lou Williams should have got more minutes. Lou Williams this night should have got like 38 minutes. Based on the fact that D'Angelo Russell was still kind of hurt over the knees. Joe Clarkson had an off game. Lou Williams would have had more minutes. He was 8 for 14. They set him down once again, in favor of Russell. Like I said, based on the fact that Russell was hurt, Joe Clarkson had a good game. Lou Williams would have got more minutes in this game. And that's my thing. Like, at the end of the day, I would have just, the rotation, to me, it's still off. We still try to play small ball, and teams are dominating us, man. There's some games where we match up pretty good in the small ball. But then there's some games where teams could keep their big men in, and they throw it down low to their big man, and we had no answer for them defensively. Julius Randle is not Green. Green can play defense on some of them big guys. Julius Randle is not there yet. He's still learning. He's still young. But at the end of the day, it still was a good game. We still should have won this game. Just that second half, we just came out flat, looked terrible. First half, we looked pretty decent. But this game was ours. We just didn't take advantage of it. We definitely got to start fighting the hot hand, feed the hot hand, keeping the hot hand in the rotation. I know that you said that, you want to see the young guys develop. If that's the case, then Nick Young and Lou Williams wouldn't be in some of these games. I would just run with the young boys and just let them run at the end of the game. And that's what I'm trying to tell you guys. Y'all keep talking about, he's trying to develop them, this and that. That's what he's telling you. It's the same thing he said to us earlier, that he wasn't going to run a small ball, and then he's running a small ball, right? Okay, they want to win games. If they didn't want to win games, they would have Lou Williams and Nick Young finishing some of these games. They would have JC, D'Angelo, Julius Randle, Larry Nance, Brandon Ingram, that type of rotation finishing these games. A lot of games, Lou and Nick been finishing these games. They want to win. So don't let them trick you. But anyway, it's a good game. We still should have won. Much love to you guys. Like, share, comment. Get in the comment section. Definitely tell me what you think about the game. Like I said, a lot of you are going to dislike it. It's all good. I'm not worried about it. It's just my opinion and what I seen when I was watching the game. With that being said, it's your man, Herbal Lover. And as always, guys, be safe out there and have a blessed day.